Hello everyone, I'm the one and only Havoc himself, and today I'm talking a little bit about Dominion in League of Legends and its removal. I'm going to do a little bit of a rant on it. And first thing I'd like to say is I'm going to miss Dominion. I didn't play it all that often, but when I did, I had fun with it. It was the only game mode where you can literally play any champion, and it was okay. Because the game mode was so weird that most people didn't know it was good anyway, and everyone was asking for a Dominion cube. There were a lot of people. They said that they wanted a ranked queue for Dominion. Riot says that the number of people that regularly played it was 0.05% of the player base, if I'm right. Let me just, hold on, I have that thing up. Let me see if that was correct. Okay, it was 0.5%, so less than 1% of the player base played Dominion, and of those, most of them were bots, apparently, which is a shitty situation. And I understand why they removed it. I just think it's kind of sad, honestly, that it had to be removed in the first place. Like I said, I liked Dominion. I thought it was fun on occasion. I honestly preferred 5v5s. This has made me think, I wonder how long 3v3s have before they're removed, because 3v3s probably have a higher player base than Dominion had, but, well, it's still pretty low, I'm sure. Anyway, for one thing, it's really sad because I did the math, and let's say for a second that League of Legends has 10 million players worldwide, and 0.5% of that plays Dominion. That's 500,000 people. That means that there were either 500,000 bots in Dominion, or 500,000 people that actually enjoyed the game mode. And I feel like that's kind of sad because 500,000 is a lot of people. For a smaller free-to-play MMO, that's a decent player base. So I feel like it's kind of weird to remove it when there were possibly hundreds of thousands of people that enjoyed playing it and played it regularly. And I really feel like this is a good time to maybe bring up a sandbox mode, or making your own custom games. Not like custom games like they are currently in the client where you just pick a mode and queue up. Custom games like where you actually get to mess with the map, and possibly people who have the ability to code and script and make new textures people who can make video games, basically, who make modders. I feel like it'd be a good time to give those people who like modding games, some tools to maybe mod League a little bit, add in some custom games. Like, if someone really liked Dominion, they're one of the possibly hundreds of thousands of people that played it, then they could just go and remake it if they have the skills or want to learn how to do it. And then, similar to Dota 2, you could just have a place to host them. Like, they would host the servers, I believe, is the way that Dota 2 does it. I don't think Valve hosts all the servers for all the game modes. But you could have all these different game modes. Like, they're doing the random game modes, as I occasionally like to call them. They're doing those game modes every once in a while, like Earth and One for All, and I can't remember what the last one was. They've done the Snowdown one, Snowdown Showdown. But they've done those, and those were a pretty great success. They're a lot of fun. But imagine what people that aren't Riot might think of. Just think about it. You could have like a battle royale with traps. I've seen that in Dota before. Someone came up with that, and it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. They even made their own items in the game to kind of balance it. And it's something that I think League could really benefit from. Think of how many more people would play the game if that was a thing. I know people who bought StarCraft 2 not to play the story mode. They didn't give a shit. They played it, or the multiplayer, the ranked, they played it specifically to play arcade games. That's why a lot of people bought Warcraft 3 to play Dota, which was a mod. Dota is now its own game. That's really cool. And people still go back and play Warcraft 3 all the time to play Dota, or to play some other game mode that isn't in any other game. People buy Warcraft to go try out original Dota and see what it was like. Think of how many new players you could have in your game with this type of a system. I think it could be really, really beneficial to League of Legends. And I'm not trying to compare League and Dota too much, I am, but just, if you're a fanboy typing in the comments and gonna say, hey, League isn't like Dota. I know, they're different games. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Anyway, the only point I'm trying to get across is that it works in Dota, and it could work in League, if Riot wants to put the effort in. If they want to make it happen, it will, and it could bring in a lot of extra revenue. I know they're already making $1 billion a year, so I'm sure they're not worrying too much about revenue, but still, I think it could be great. And honestly, I'd love to see what type of tools they give us. Because Riot already, the things that they do well are like, the reason why I keep coming back to League is not because of the game modes so far, it's because of the champions, really. It's like, the reason I came back to the game is because I really liked Poppy. I liked her back when she was ugly and had the ability to one-shot people. But since their rework, she's been really great. I really think she's cool. She's a fun jungler, which is the role I usually play. She's also decent top lane, I think. I don't really play much top lane, but I played her once and I did okay. Anyway, I like what they do with their champions. I think that a lot of their champion concepts are really unique. Maybe not as crazy as HOTS. I mean, HOTS has a character that you literally play 2 people on the one character. Who else has done that? That's fucking crazy. But still, they come up with some good ideas. Like, for instance, Azir. I think Azir's tower passive is really fucking annoying, and I hate it every time I see it, but I can admit it is really creative. And I'm kind of getting off topic here, but basically I'm saying Riot is a really creative community. It seems like some creative company. And I feel like sometimes they hold themselves back from making the things that people ask for that they really want to, for silly reasons. But I guess that's where Dominion came from to begin with, was that crazy creativity they have. Eventually I'm gonna have to talk about like lore and everything and what they're doing with that, because it's weird. Anyway, I feel like they should just, I don't know, give a little more freedom to themselves and the community on what they can make. Because it seems like they're really afraid of making mistakes. But, I mean, look at the client and the state of balance right now. It's kind of weird and all over the place anyway. Especially the client. I could make an entire video just about all the different bugs that I've found in the client over the last 5 years that still aren't fixed. But anyway, I'm getting way off topic. This is getting a little weird now. I'll just end this video by saying, I'll sum up. I think Dominion is great, and I would really like to see it come back as some sort of one of those LOL random game modes, or as a custom game if Riot ever lets us do it. And I would play the shit out of it, because then it would probably get a little bit of the support that it deserves, because it was a really good idea for a game mode, and it had some cool shit going for it. And I'm kind of sad to see it go. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the issue. Hope you enjoyed listening to this, and please don't judge my ARAM gameplay too harshly. I'm just kind of fucking around. I'm not very good at Anivia. Anyway, I will see you all in my next video.